Hello everyone and Merry Christmas. Or every time I F this up. Not gonna edit this, of course. But today we will see the new teams for the 2025 Premier Padel season. And we will discuss the potential of these new teams. So we'll go straight into it, and I will tell you in English, of course, what is written in this article. One of the many ones, but yeah, you can definitely find this. So this one reads: the definitive teams of Premier Padel in 2025. LeBron comes back to the right. Dineno already has Pegador means Smasher. In one doubt to resolve. Now, basically, in this first part of the article, what is just said, and it was pretty much obvious from this year, is that of course TAPIA and COELLO are going to continue playing together. They are the world number ones. They won 47 matches in a row. They won 15 titles. Yeah, I mean, you're not gonna divide yourselves until someone defeats you. Cingotto Galán won 5 titles this year, reached 14 finals. 15, I'm sorry, because in Milan this cancelled final. And yeah, they were for the number 2 team in the world without a doubt. So we could have expected this. And what can we say? Well, Tapia and COELLO, number ones, I mean, it's nothing to say. I have some doubts about Galán and Cingotto for next year, because it felt in the last tournaments they went down in performance, and except for Milano, and really they played, not so good. They started to lose to Stupa and Young West, and they started to struggle as well. So we saw them lose to Mamo Gonzalez and Edu Alonso. Also here in the Barcelona finals. So yeah, I mean, does it have the potential to become number one? Unfortunately, I don't think so. I hope really I'm going to, maybe to be wrong, but it doesn't feel like they have the weapons to defeat Tapia and COELLO. Now, what happened is, and this is what is being said here, I'm going actually to read it, and the key piece of the puzzle of the changing of teams during next season is the division between Martin Dineno and Juan Lebron. And that was kind of to be expected, because this was a team that was formed to become number one. So that didn't happen. They didn't even reach a final. So yeah, that's, well, they didn't reach a final when Tapia, COELLO and Cingolán were playing. So yeah, that's kind of bad. They are the team number 4 in the world at the moment, and yeah, nothing to say more. So that was kind of obvious. Now, the first surprise came with surprise, not right now, but it kind of a surprise to me, is LeBron playing with Stupa. Now, these two players are 2 incredible players. Now, what surprised me is that LeBron decided to go play on the left, and now is back up playing on the right. And this, as usual, comes with a lot of consequences. Well, LeBron, Stupa, definitely a top team, without a doubt, and they are going to create a lot of problems. If Stupa can be as effective as he's been in a couple of tournaments this year, I mean in New Giza, of course, where he won with Yanguas, but also Kuwait and Mexico Major. If he can be that effective for a season, that can be a very interesting one. Now, my doubts are, first of all, I'm not sure at all they are going to defeat Tapia and COELLO. That's my first doubt. My second doubt is, I'm not sure at all they're going to defeat Cingotto Galán in their best form, because it feels like LeBron, every time he's playing against Galán, is underperforming. And yeah, I really struggle to see how this team is going to break the top 2 teams. That's what I really believe. And yeah, I think it lacks a bit of potential, but I don't know, maybe they're going to surprise me. Now, what's gonna happen? Of course, well, let's read what this article writes. So after a lot of time playing on the back end, one comes back to the right side of the forehand side of the court. This new team is going to be formed over calidad, means quality, and it is called to compete con the top two teams of the ranking. Now, the players that came together are two winning personalities, and with the character, I would say, charisma, able to do a lot of great things during the in the court. So the only potential problem is how two players with such a temperament can play together. And it also means that they will need to work with their respective trainers, basically. All the team that is behind every one of them. So between the team of Stupa and the team of Dinan. The team of LeBron. Now, the next interesting team is this one. And this is a very interesting one to me. So first of all, we have Dineno playing on the right, with Javi Garrido playing on the left. I mean, I'm gonna tell you right now, these two are going to play amazing together. I really believe this. If Garrido can just be a bit more solid in some moments, they can really be a problem. I feel like Garrido and Dineno potentially are going to be a great problem to Cingotto Galan, a great problem also for Tapia and COELLO. That really feels like something. We saw what Bergamini Garrido have been able to do in the last tournaments. We saw them take a set away to Tapia and COELLO. Now, with Dineno, which is a little bit better than Bergamini, I believe. Not that much, but he's a little bit better than Bergamini. Of course, he's more experienced, more titles, and so on. This can be an explosive one, and I really think this can be dangerous. I'm gonna actually take a risk and say that I think Garrido and Dineno are going to start slower than Stupa LeBron, but they are going to do better. That's what I think. Now, let's read. So the separation between Martin Dineno and LeBron as of course, left the Argentinian player to have to choose a new player, and he decided to divide the court with Javi Garrido, to share the court with Javi Garrido. The talent, the progression that the Andalusian player showed, and in the last season, and the good relation that they have between each other, has been key. So that Dineno chose to Garrido to start a new project with him next season. That's what is written here. It's going to be the second time this I didn't know. So it's the second time that these two players are going to share the court. The first time in 2019, when Martin Dineno started to recover from the tragic accident of traffic that nearly took his life away. And Garrido decided to go with Dineno, and this was a good idea. And yeah, and that's a very interesting one. I really think so. That's very interesting team. By the way, I really think that actually Dineno and Garrido are going to have the best chances on fast court, because Garrido, we know it, just good smasher. But also Dineno starting to smash quite well, especially with a little bit of flat smash. And he has to smash, something that, for example, Bergamini is missing, you know? And maybe that's going to be the potential for them. Now, the next team is Yanguas Coquinieto. First of all, they already played together, this I know. We saw Coquinieto playing amazingly well in Barcelona. Can he do it with Yanguas? Well, Nieto will need to adapt because he's played with Sanz all season, and they ended the season by winning the finals. Yanguas is going to have a different player from Stupa, so He's not gonna have the same quality, but the same experience especially. But do I think that Nieto and Yanguas can do well? Yes. Yes. Can do better than Garrido Di Nenno? I don't think so. What really strikes me as the difficult point for this team is, well, Yanguas is in the process, I think, of stepping up. We've seen him playing very well with Stupa. And I think the reason why Stupa was able to get to the result has been able to do this season is because he was playing with Yanguas. When he played with Di Nenno, he didn't reach a final. Well, he reached it in Sevilla, but only because they didn't face Cingotto Garano, Tapia and Coello. But so you can see Stupa with Yanguas was able to defeat Cingotto Garano, but not with Di Nenno. So that's interesting. So Yanguas, I think, is becoming one of the best backhand players. And backhand players, but the best forehand players. So I really think the problem with this team is Nieto needs maybe a little bit of a step up. Now, he's not a great smasher, so this we know. But he's an amazing defender. He has an amazing vibra, great choice, great tactical choice. So he has potential, but he has to be a little bit less. He has to have less humility. I think if he's able to unblock this, they can be dangerous. I feel like they're going to be more dangerous low courts though, because Yanguas vibra is going to be more effective. But yeah, that's going to be quite an interesting one. Now, so it's not the first time, of course, they play together. They played together and they won actually in Aragon. Yeah, I remember this was last one in 2022. So that's interesting. One more pair. First of all, Jon Sanz, Mamo Gonzalez. Okay, let's say something straight. Very weird pair. Very weird pair. Now, of course, we can understand Koki decided to play with Yanguas. That's good. Now, Sanz played with Mamo. That's a weird one, because I think this match depends a lot on the performance of Momo. But also because we see Momo is not a very regular player. And the same works with Sanz. So maybe they can get a good tournament, but I don't think they're going to be that dangerous for the top 3-4 teams of the ranking. So yeah, I hope they're going to surprise me, because we saw Sanz playing amazing in the Barcelona finals, but I think they can, have that kick only in 1 or 2 tournaments. I don't really think they're going to be that constant. And the next one, Tino Libacca Monteiro. So yeah, after, and this is what I want to read. After his break with Cingotto, Taio didn't have good luck with his next project that he started. So we saw with Paquito, we saw with Bella, we saw Hofre. Yeah, it didn't really seem like Taio was playing well. And yeah, no results. We drew it. Yeah, just we drew it. That was, I think, the worst, because they should have done much better. But yeah, they didn't. He's going to play with Libak. Now this is going to be interesting. So first of all, Taio is a very fast player, a good smasher in general, but he's missing a little bit on the big stages. Libak is very young, good forehand player, one of the best for sure the next 2-3 years for sure. And I believe these two can get very far away in some tournaments. I think next year is going to be the one that Libak is going to show who he is. I think Libak has really the chance to potentially be a future world number 1. Now, if I had to choose a couple of players that are going to potentially get Tapia Coello away from the top of the ranking right now, not teams, players, are going to be Yanguas, going to be Libak, it's going to be Cardona, it's going to be Asburger, some of them. I don't think the others have that ability in their head or in their hand. They don't have it. That's what I think. this is going to be an interesting one. I think Taya Libak are going to be a pair to watch. Really to watch, and this is going to be a bad team to face for the top pair of the rankings. I really think they can be dangerous. They're going to be number one? No, but for sure they can be good. Paquito Navarro plays with Lucas Bergamini. Now, what is going to happen? Well, so Paquito's been searching all the time a player on the forehand side of the court, which is aggressive. He played with LeBron. He played with Cardona. And it seems he stopped last year to play with Sanyo for this reason. Because it felt like against Tapia Coello they didn't have any weapon. So Bergamini Paquito is exactly that kind of problem. So this seems like more of a team formed to stay in the top part of the rankings. Yeah, that's not a good sign. So Paquito Navarro is going to be dangerous on slow court. The same works for Bergamini. They're going to be a very solid team, but they can't be number one. They can't, I think, compete with the top 3 to 4 teams in the ranking. I don't see them competing with Stupa LeBron, for example. I don't see them competing well against Shingotto Galan. I don't see them competing well against I think, yeah, maybe they can do something against Garrido Di Nano, but yeah, I don't think that much. Maybe the first tournament, then I don't really believe in this team. And there are the next two, and which one is missing here. So Sanyo Gutierrez Avileal. So weird team, because Sanyo Gutierrez not reaching a semi-final in a while. He's going to play back on the forehand side with Avileal. Avileal has a great potential, but a lot of up and downs. So if he is able to stabilize, yeah, they can do well, but not that much, I think. Let's see. They had to fight, of course, to be, as in this article says, in the top 16 players of the world, but it's going to be super hard, I think. Yeah, the team that is missing is Pablo Cardona and Leo Asburger. Guys, on fast course, they're going to be troubles. Massive trouble. Because you can't eat a lot to them. It's the most similar team to Tapia and Coello we saw in this part. So, and the fact that Cardona, which is top 16, decided to go down the rankings to take Augsburger, it feels like they believe in this. So on fast court, they're going to be super dangerous for everyone. Doesn't matter who they face. Can be Chingotto, can be everyone. So I think on slow court they're going to suffer. Like they're going to suffer, especially initially, because they don't have patience. They don't have amazing volleys. Let's say they don't have the backhand volley of Galan. They don't have the placement volley of LeBron. They don't have something that, or the disguise that Coello has. But they have the power, and if they can work on that, they have the smash. If they can work on this aspect, they're going to be dangerous. Also, I'm very, very surprised on what can happen. I mean, who's going to smash between the two? I mean, Augsburger, when playing with the latest partner, was going to smash on his side. Cardona was doing nearly the same with Paquito, so who's gonna do it? But it's a pair with a massive potential that I'm not sure why they don't cite, but yeah. So that's pretty much it. So I'm going to do a quick recap, very, very fast. So Tapia Coello and Galan Chingotto are going to play together. I think they will start the season and continue to play as the top two. We have Stupa LeBron. This pair doesn't convince me too much. Yeah, a lot of experience, but yeah, it's missing something for some reason, like the LeBron Di Nano team. And Di Nano Garrido, explosive couple. I think after a slow start they can do a lot of good. Young Waskoki, I think on fast court they're going to struggle, while on slow court they're going to play amazing. and they're going to be dangerous. The same work for Paquito Navarro and Lucas Bergamini, but I see this pair do a little bit better. Jan Sanzmao Gonzalez, I think it's too many up and downs from both players, so it's going to be hard to be consistent, but maybe they can get 1 or 2 tournaments in which they snap and they play amazing. Libak Tai, I think this team is going to start slow, and then we will see all the talent that Libak has come to life, and also Tai, of course, but Libak is world champion. Now, Paquito Navarro Bergamini, we said they will be a very solid team, but don't think they can fight for the top 4 spot on the rankings. So I think that's this. Sanyo Gutierrez Avial, interesting one. They're going to fight to enter at least one of the 2 in the top 16. I don't think they're going to do it, to be honest, but yeah. And then Pablito Cardona and Leosburger. That's going to be interesting. I want to know what you think about it. I think they can be a superb surprise towards, if they can stay together, they could be a tremendous surprise in some of the tournaments. So if we play, for example, in Valladolid, Nakurta like Valladolid this year, they can win the tournament. That's just it. So I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know what you think in the comment about these teams, and see you in the next video.